Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to your reading. Okay, so let's start with this deck. We'll kind of see what the situation is, what you're going through. And then see what we can find out about it. Okay. So it looks like you got something that you're, it just is like something that's in a lot of conflict. This could be you and multiple people, but this is where people aren't trusting each other. This is where you're at the point of you're like ready to move on into a better place, like where you're thinking about that, you know. It just seems like unending conflict, right? Lots of emotional kind of push and pull, lots of it's like it's all the things that art is inspired by, which is a lot of like the kind of darkness within us, right? There's a lot of like this experiencing of that. And simultaneously, and I think more so, there's this idea of like, I have this self-led way of getting me to a different goal. So like, while yes, there's conflict and turmoil and all this stuff, I also have this vision for myself. I also have these things that I want to pursue. A lot of it's going to be you creating, this could be like entrepreneurship. This could also just be you showing up to a career usually, or a place where your passions are strong in a way where you just being yourself and you're happy about that, and you're not trying to hide anything. You're just like, I'm here as I am and I'm okay with that. So that's what it is, you know? Like, I worked really hard to get here, instead of being like, oh, do I need to change? Sorry, I'm upsetting you. Like, it's a no. The things that I'm going through, I own those feelings. I claim them. I work through them. Kind of like you're trying to get to this energy though. And I think that you have a lot of mindfulness in the present moment of like, there's something behind you. There's something that's supporting you. And I think it's a belief system of almost like humanity or something. Like, it feels like you have a vision of how you want your community to be, or how you like, I guess when you look out at your life, when you look out at the things that you're a part of, that you just see it for the beautiful thing that it is, because of how it was cultivated, because of the spirit of the people within it. Like, there's a really strong belief system where you have a lot of faith in that. And I think you're going from like, is it me? Is there something wrong with me? Sorry, I'll make myself smaller, to, yeah, part of it was me, part of it was them. Like, I'm dealing with my own stuff. You know, what about it? Like, kind of more healthy boundaries, more self-respect, more confidence. There's a lot more understanding the situations that you've been a part of. And getting to a place where you don't shy away from talking about it or from owning it or from using your intellect and your passions about your vision. You have like a passionate vision about your future. And I think that you let all of these things, they're like gifts within you, help you get to this point. I do see you more so at like the Hierophant stage right now. So maybe this is like marriage, maybe this is like you're rooted in a church. You're like Hierophant's just very traditional concepts. So it's kind of interesting to me that you're going from like conflict to tradition to I am who I am. I feel empowered in that. Like you're, you know, I just think that's really cool. Okay, so what else is going on that maybe it'd be helpful to look at? Good things come in threes, huh? Okay. You get Queen of Wands again. Okay. Some of you guys, I don't know if anyone's pregnant or expecting a pregnancy, in a relationship where you're expecting a pregnancy. There's definitely a vibe of I don't know, maybe this is just like a belief system that's really strong within you guys, where within some of you, I don't think this is gonna be all of you, where it's like no matter how difficult it gets, the things I commit to, I really am staying committed to. And maybe that kind of it feels like this is new energy though. It's almost like maybe you have been a part of something, but it didn't go the way that, like in a way that worked for you, but you were committed to it, and you need to just let yourself understand that. Like, it's not a reflection of your character to back out of something that's harming you, or that's only conflict, or that just is like a bunch of people just arguing and no one having the sense to go, why don't we just try listening? Why don't we try understanding? Like, why don't we try another method that, like, I think that you've given something a really good shot here, and you need to let yourself have like mercy for that, because it does look like one of your really strong beliefs is that if something happens in your life almost like that, as fate would have it, you embrace it. There's something within you that just goes, I don't really know what's ahead, but I'm like, that's a part of me. Like, there are things that I choose, and then there are things that choose me. And I think that you know the difference. And I think that when something like this chooses you, you're a part of something really, something that chose you. You were a part of something that you chose. And I think you feel a different energy when you give back to the thing that chose you. That could be a relationship, but I think it's on a more broad, spectrum of like, there's something in your life, there's something that's been brought into your life, and it is changing you a lot. And you were like, this is meant for me. Like, the changes might be wild and like kind of unpredictable, but you're really settled into this energy of like, but it's me. I'm gonna cry, you guys. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Okay. So there is, like, whatever this situation is, it looks like you were a part of something that you're choosing to maybe, like, I don't know if it's back out of, or if it's like, it says lack of completion, which is kind of standing out to me. Maybe this is something that you've already been a part of. Maybe this is something that you're still separating your energy from, because there is kind of this, maybe it's lingering energy. But I think that something that could be happening is that you just might have been a part of something that didn't quite get to, like, the point. You were a part of something that you thought could get to a certain point and then, like, build from there, and that there was, like, some work to do and then you could build it. And maybe what you're realizing is that it never even got to that point. And I think this is you just calling a spade a spade. Like, I think this is you just going, that felt empty. It felt like I wasn't feeling connected to it. There's something in my life right now that I do feel really connected to. And it's almost like when you've seen and felt the potential of what something could be, it's really hard to, like, let it go. It's hard to, like, give up on it. But especially if this is a person, I want to say that sometimes you can think that you met the right person in the wrong time. And something I read was that the right people at the wrong time are the wrong people, because the right people are timeless. I think that my own intuition tells me that you hearing that makes it easier to detach from something that you've been wanting to detach from. Because there does seem to be this confusion about your own commitments. It's not really about another person and, like, this, it's about the tradition, the expectation of self, the expectation to honor the tradition. It's more about those things than it is about feeling connected to that person right now. And I think you're being very hard on yourself by expecting yourself to fulfill a role that you don't even feel like you're part of. And that could be, like, family, that could be a spouse, that could be, it could be a friendship, it could be anything. And you're like, I'm just checked out of it, like, and I feel bad about that. But I think it actually feels good to be checked out of it. And I think you're having guilt. I think you're having guilt about it. But the right people are timeless. The right people are timeless. There is a strong sense of almost like obedience to tradition, and maybe that's to religion, maybe that's to, you know, your own spirituality, or your own like kind of belief in institutions, belief in marriage, belief in how things kind of should be. I think there's a very scared part of you that doesn't want to upset those things, that is very used to, like, doing them in the way that they were quote unquote designed. And I just want to let you know that you are now the designer. You get to choose what comes next. You get to choose how you interact in those things. There is no set universal way that people approach marriage. There is no set universal way that people approach religion, like, or schooling or whatever. Like, this is all about you just doing you, because something's different about you. Something's different about your situation too. And I think that you feel that, but you could be finding it difficult to like use that. And I think this is all about you learning that it's time to use it. It's okay to. It's encouraged. It's gonna work best for you to just work with what you have and what you are, and what your gut tells you, and yeah, just to trust yourself. I think that's what this is kind of boiling down to, is like trusting your own feelings about things, trusting your own intuition about things. It seems like you've honored and respected like order for a while. And so doing something where you pull away and you just do what's best for you unapologetically, I think that feels new, but I do think that that feels good. And maybe that's just your life now, you know? Maybe it's not about getting back to when you were like obedient. Maybe it's just about creating something different for yourself if you weren't enjoying the last experience, you know? There is a push and pull showing up about where you spend your energy. I think that when you want to be the person who is empowered, you show up almost like draining your own energy. When you want to be the person that has it all together, or that is working through tough things even though you don't want to be a part of them anymore, like instead of just focusing your energy on the things that you do want to be a part of and that you feel connected to, and like giving your energy to things that are in mutual reciprocity with that, I think something that you could be noticing is like it's so draining to do both. And eventually you're just gonna have to choose one or the other. And that when you don't know which one you're choosing, or you're falling back into old patterns, it's gonna feel so draining. It's gonna feel like hard work that never ends, that's draining. And when you go into like maybe a new environment or something that seems new, and that is where your belief systems are really like highlighted there, and you feel like energized and charged in that setting, I feel like it's gonna feel really difficult, but like totally worth it. Like you're gonna feel really good there. And so all that to say is I hope you choose the new thing because nothing feels empowering about trying to kind of like obey the structures that aren't working for you. Everything feels empowering about kind of setting your new standards and kind of like choosing your own course instead of just autopiloting the best and fastest and safest way somewhere. It's like you have energy where you stick with things even if they're tough, but you know the difference between like feeling checked out because it's tough and not going anywhere versus feeling engaged even though it's tough and still wanting more. Like, I think that you kind of know the difference, and maybe you even feel like that is a repeating pattern of something else that you got to. Like maybe your previous situation, you're like, that's how it felt when I entered into that. So now I don't trust myself to enter into new things that feel like that because I'm like, what if I'm wrong? Like there could be that kind of thinking. But I think that what I'm noticing is that you're like bringing the past with you, like a lot. And it's inevitable that as humans, we move in cycles and we learn in cycles and we heal in cycles, and things come back into our life until we're ready to deal with them and work on them and whatever. But none of those phases of life are useless. They're all literally your foundation to like kick off from, because they gave you experiences and like things to work with to find yourself. So I think like this is about saying, I'm closing this chapter. I am someone who stays in things even when they're tough, and I stay committed, but I know when to pull out if it's like not working for me. And I will know if this gets to that point, but I don't need to like shame myself into feeling that point before it gets there, kind of. And I think like something that I'll offer is there's a lot of like, something I'm learning is to apply DBT skills like just in my daily life, because I have a tendency to like kind of start to see the more negative side of things. And I think that's just a part of like my conditioning left unhelped, you know, like going so long in life without having help with what I've dealt with in life. So basically what I'm realizing is how quickly you can actually turn your thoughts around if you have the proper skill and you know what's going on with you, to kind of like reset that pattern of your mind into just being able to be in the moment and make your own decisions and like choose life for yourself. So something that I'm kind of seeing is one of the skills is like, the skill that I'm learning is feel your feelings, tune into your intuition, and listen to your own thoughts and beliefs. For me personally, that's the remedy for narcissistic abuse. It's the 3 things that they don't want you to do ever, because then you would leave. So those are like some coping mechanisms that I just glitched. Those are some coping mechanisms that I've learned for specifically that. And I'm just saying that because I think that that energy was on a previous video of like someone maybe suffering from narcissistic abuse. But here, there's a thing that I want to ask about that I've seen in social media. And so don't quote me on this, but my understanding is that there's like this thing called fact checking. So how I've seen it done is feel your emotion, like understand, okay, I'm feeling like I'm just going in the wrong direction all over again. I feel useless. That makes me feel like I'm going to just have this blow up in my face all over again. Like I'm feeling bad about where this is headed, even though it's, you know, it's something you want to be a part of. I'm feeling bad about all that stuff. You take a deep breath. You try to locate where your breath is in your body to just to have more awareness of yourself. You don't have to fix it. You don't have to change it, just to become aware. And then you fact check. You go, well, what's happened? Okay, in the past, I have been a part of something that I really did believe in, and it ended up not working out. And that makes me feel like whatever I enter into, that I have those strong feelings about later on, that I can't trust myself, and that it's not going to work out again, and I'm kind of just like wasting my time. And then you can move into the truth. What's the truth of the situation? I'm exiting that situation, or I exited that situation. I no longer believe in that situation. I believe more in myself. What I want for myself is to pursue something that's in my life currently that's making me feel good. That's the truth today. I am allowed to pursue that. Like, it can take all your jumbled threads in your mind and just like straighten them out. So I hope that helps someone. But, and that's not going to be everyone's technique, but that's just something that I felt might be appropriate to apply here. So that's what I'm seeing for you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for being here. And I'll see you in another video. All right, bye.